Hey guys, let me know if you can hear and see. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So last week was a flickin' good time, wasn't it? So this was our first painting that we did. And then we spun it. I'm not minding this one at all. The colors are so cool. I wish I could catch the iridescent on that knockoff. But it's super, super pretty. I already love it. And then we did... They have, haven't they, Bonnie? I've been watching a lot of them. So then we have this one. Oops. That one came out pretty cool too. Of course, the light always washes out black. So I really like that one too. I like them both. Then we did a clock. The clock is super pretty too. Love it. I really like that one. So then Saturday I did the premiere with the 2 commission boxes. Well, one is commissioned, so I'm going to let her pick which one she wants. But they're both gorgeous. So we'll see which one she picks. Ellen's got to take pictures and take them and let her pick at work. So tonight we're going to weigh Puppies for the last time. The last weigh-in. He's going to go bring one out at a time because they're so rambunctious and they're so much fun right now. So they had their checkup Saturday and they got their shots and their microchips. And they were so good at the vet. So the microchips that I got for the puppies tells the temperature of the puppy as well when you scan it, so they don't have to have thermometers shoved up their butts. That way they can just scan it and get the temp on them. So I'm assuming he's bringing Lily first. Hi, Lily Pad. I'll come down here with Mommy. Hi, Lily. Hi, Lily. What you doing, honey? Hi, Lily Pad. What you doing? So I did trim around their eyes a little bit. They're going to need it done again soon because their hair is really starting to grow now. Can you say hi to everybody?
Being shy.
Yeah, she's being shy. They're always afraid to like be on a table or something. So there's Lily.
Hi, Sal. Hi, Sue.
Lily's the one that's got the shortest, smoothest hair because she's just like her daddy, Finn. Are you afraid? Are you scared? What are you scared of? You're such a beast in there. You guys will not believe the bite marks I have on me.
Hello, Joy. Hello, Kathy.
Wait, we're going to weigh. Look and see how much you weigh today. They were all over 3 pounds at the vet. What? Oh, are you scared? Are you afraid to get in the bowl? Mm-hmm. Are you afraid to get in the bowl? What? Tell me a story. Tell me a story. Can I weigh you? Can I weigh you? Yes, maybe. Are you done shaking? She's hanging on for dear life. Can you see that? She's my clutcher. All right, let's see how much you weigh.
Hey, Julie. Hello, everyone.
3 pounds, 6 ounces. So she's gained a lot since last week.
Chunker.
She's gained 7 ounces since last week. They're off the goat's milk. They're off the soft, mushy food. They just eat kibble. And you do give them some canned food, right? I think it's like a breakfast, late night snacky thing.
Breakfast dinner.
Yeah. Their claws are starting to turn black too, so I got to get one last snip in there before they turn all the way black, because then I can't see where the quick is at.
Dana's like, sorry, I've been paying attention to the puppy.
It's okay. That's this little lily pad. You're not going to give me a kiss either, are you? What? You want to go get Poppy and then we'll switch them out?
They're morning birds, too.
Yes, they're up at 4 a.m. 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not sure who starts it, but then all 3 of them are there. Can you tell everybody hello? No. What? See, she won't give me a kiss. Do I not get any kisses? None. Swipe denied. Who's coming? Who's coming? I think Poppy's coming. Alright. Say goodbye to everybody.
Say hello, everybody.
So you can still see me if you buy me. There she goes. Bye, Lily. Here comes Miss Little Papa. This is Poppy. Poppy's our fluffy one. She looks like Ellie. Her ears are not up yet at all. They're starting to though, huh? Can I have a kiss? Are you gonna give me? Oh, thank you. I love you too. Yes. Are you gonna chew on my finger? Yes, thank you. I love you too. I just love her. Are you ready to get weighed? Can I see how much you weigh? Yeah. Are you ready? Alright, let's see how much you weigh. £3 4.1.
She's a lightweight.
Yeah. We were looking at Finn's weight at 16 weeks. He weighed 4 pounds. Well, actually it was 3.8. So these guys are way ahead of their daddy. Aren't ya? Did you bring Twig?
No.
You gotta bring Twiggy. I told you I was gonna switch him out.
You know, but I figured you wanted to spend some time with her.
I am spending time with her, aren't I? So every day I lay them in my arms like this. Stay. She won't do it as easy as the other ones, but. And I tell them stories, and I sing them songs. Just let's see. She's scared. She's scared. She's scared. Why are you scared? Because we're not in the pen? Oh, you really are scared. It's okay, baby. It's okay. All right, go to Daddy.
Talk about Chipster here.
So here's Mr. Twig. He's got one ear up.
How about the shots Saturday?
They were good for their shots. Well, he wasn't. He was the screamer. Mr. Tough Guy wasn't so tough, were ya? He acts just like Finn. He's a bully. You're a bully, aren't you? Are you Mommy's bully? Are you Mommy's bully? Are you Mommy's bully? Yeah, that's not one of Mommy's snippies, no. No. Are you my good boy? Are you my good boy? Alright, let's weigh you. Ooh. 313. Oh my gosh, he's almost 4 pounds already.
You can feel it in his belly.
Yeah, he's solid. But he's got a mix between Ellie's hair and Ben's hair. He's my guy, aren't ya? Are you my special boy? Are you my special boy? Yeah. So this is the last time you're gonna see these puppies. I'll probably put some videos up, of course, but during the lives we won't, because they're getting at that stage right now where they're trying to identify as a singleton pup, which I'm trying to keep them separate, kind of, so they'll adjust better when they go home to their new homes.
What's up, Brian?
Believe me, if I had my way, I'd keep all 3 of them, but I can't. So, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go bye-bye? They're all hanging on tonight. They must be afraid of this paper.
Give me that guy.
Alright, you take him, Dad. So we had to take Finn to the vet today. He's got pink eye. I've never heard of a dog having pink eye. That just blew my mind. But at least we got it on time. You know, got it early enough that we can put the cream on and all that fun stuff. Alright, I'm going to bring the camera back this way. Up and over. Once I get you closer, I will flip you. Here we go. So tonight, we're going to be working on a color palette. It's an inspired color challenge from Heather Mater. It's rust, gold, and turquoise. So I took out cinnamon, lagoon, and harvest gold. So those are going to be the 3 colors that I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 pieces with them tonight. It'll be fun. But we're going to be working on all the little things that I had sitting here that are taped and get them made up. And since my bin is dirty, let's keep adding to it so I can clean it when it paint dries. There we go. So I think the first thing I want to work on. All right, let me show you what I've got. So I have a purse. Michael's is clearancing these out, so I don't even know if you can get them anymore. But I have a purse. We're going to do both sides. I have 2 of the playing card box tops that I need to get done. I thought he had 3. I only saw 2 over there. We have an 8x8, I believe this is. Yes, 8x8 box top from Michael's. So we're going to work on that. And I have 3 trinket box tops. If we have time, we'll do these too. So I'm going to set those on that side though. But I want to get this stuff done so I can get my resining going in 2 weeks and do it all at one time. I have a batch to resin tomorrow, and then the next one will be all this stuff. I don't know if Alan's going to be able to paint tonight, Bri. We're kind of waiting until the puppies are gone so we don't have to listen to them scream. They're fine if you don't go in the house. Like, I stay out here as much as I can. I go in, usually I go in at about 11 and sit and play with them, and then I go in at about 3 and sit and play with them, and then he plays with them when he gets home. So We're trying to get them used to self-soothing, so they're not screaming all the time. Yes, my bin is dirty, Shelly. This is from our flicking paints, which these don't peel out as easy as house paint. So I figured we'd get a good layer of house paint on there, which I doubt we will. It'd be easier to clean. The trinket boxes are from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has a lot of cool boxes. They even have these long ones, and they're on sale this week. So if you're looking to get boxes, do it this week. Oh, they're not at Michael's, Bonnie. They're at Hobby Lobby. Shelly might have a link for those. Do you have a link for those, Shell? Alright, let's get our house paint out. I'm going to be using a black cell activator because I'm not really digging white. Last few things I've done with white, I really didn't like them. It's just me, personal preference. Hi, Sonia. And hello to everyone else that I didn't see come in. All right. I'm gonna pour this leftover cell activator in this container. So I have another one sitting over there waiting to be used. So I'm gonna be doing a paint sale probably within the next 2 weeks because my vet bills were sky high. Over $1,000 already, guys. It's crazy. So I'm gonna be doing that because I'm going broke with the vet. I haven't sold puppies yet, you know, so I'm using my money. They're not merchandise. They're babies. Alright, let me stir up my colors before I put that white down. And this is the turntable that leans this way. So everything's got to come off it tonight. That painting did not fall off the side, which I was very happy about. They're out of stock, Janice. Bummer. I did get the hearts ordered, though, the ceramic hearts from Hobby Lobby. So I'll have those for next year for ornaments. Because I used all the ones that I had bought. Alright. I don't know why I grabbed these wooden sticks. I know better. They're harder to use when blooming. They're not wide enough. Okay. We'll get out our Fluid Art Co. ones. Alright, here we go. Thanks to everyone who bought paint this weekend. I appreciate it. Had some nice orders this weekend. All new customers, which was awesome. Let me just spin that a little bit to smooth that down. Alright, so with this color challenge, I don't want the gold to take over because I really want to see the turquoise and she's calling it rust. So cinnamon is the closest thing I have to rust. Oh, you're welcome, Kat. Glad you got them. So let's do the rust first, which will be cinnamon for us. And I'm gonna go farther than just a puddle. I want a lot of color. And then we'll do the gold. We're going to keep our turquoise on top. This is Lagoon from TLP. It does have a blue interference in it. So that'll be super pretty. A little bit more, I think, because I really want to see that. Okay. Alright, now we'll get our cell activator on. You're welcome, Julie. Alright. We're just going to blow this out with our little leaf blower. You open up that cell activator first. Let that develop a little bit. So I know this is all going to spin off, so I'm not worried about that. Hi Heather, I just saw you. Let me give it a couple of puffs. Bring up some of that rust cinnamon. Of course, I got a little bit of white there, but that's okay. I don't have any bubbles except for this one right here, so I don't need to torch it. Just in case we don't get all of it, I'm going to go ahead and swirl. But we should be able to get all that off of there. Now this will develop a lot more as it sits, so I hate that I can't like sit here for 5 minutes and watch it develop with y'all, but I can't. I can't wait to see how that fills in now that I'm thinning down the paint a little bit. So I'm going to just move this to the side here, and I'll show you guys after we do the second half how it looks, because it's going to be super pretty. Oh, what do I want to set it on? So all of this should open up a little bit more, and we'll be able to see it. There's where we're at right now. And we'll see what it looks like after I do the other side. I'm just going to set it right here. And I'm scraping into my bin tonight. I'm not saving any paint tonight. Because we're due for a peel. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm missing comments. It's alright, you guys are just talking amongst yourselves anyway. Nothing important that I need to see. Okay, it's already changing, guys. Wait till you see it's pretty. Okay, let's do this side. I like to push that white to the edge so we don't have that line of demarcation if it dries on us while we're getting our layers down. I'm just going to give it a little tiny spin just to even it up. Alright. Same order because we want them to match. So we're going to do the cinnamon again. Then the gold. I really love this harvest gold. It's pretty. You guys love your 24K and I love the harvest gold. And then lagoon. Some cell activator. Okay, here we go. I don't want to lose that, so I'm going to leave it alone. This is going to come off, so I'm not worried about that. Look at the difference in the cells we got in that one. So each side of that purse is going to be a little different. I always like to see what's underneath, besides white. Yeah, it's a very good color palette. As soon as Heather posted it, I'm like, ooh, I want to do that one. I love anything with turquoise and gold. But normally I go with a brown, but I really was loving the idea of rust. I'm just going to tip it just a little bit this way so I make sure I get all that off and not lose all of this. Alright, slow spin first just to get it off. Yeah, we're going to be fine. I hate that it pulled up white and I can't fix that now, so that's what I wanted to do, stretch it out so it's big like the other one. I'll let that set for a minute. I'm going to go put my drying mat down. Alright, so the first one we did is already filled in. It's going to continue to grow a little bit here, I think. So I'm going to take that one over. Ooh, I almost dropped it. That would not have been good. I don't use plastic cups for drying. And I'm going to set this one over here. I don't like that white at all. I can probably touch that up after it dries. Paint it gold. Let me set this one to the side, and then I'll show you this one after we do the next thing. I want to see if some of that opens up. If it doesn't, I may pour over it. Okay. So I want to do the big box in the same colors because I haven't played with those very much. Any questions, guys, while I'm looking at the screen? Thanks, Linda. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. Let's see the big one. Make sure I'm on the mat evenly here. My other mat is with my ornaments on a tray somewhere. It's lost. It's here. It's just lost. Alright. This one's going to be fun. I think I'm going to do 3 blooms on here. Make sure they're all connected. So I got the puppies up on AKC Marketplace this weekend. It was really hard. So we had to take pictures of them and list pictures of mom and dad and answer all the questions. And I was like, oh my God, this is real. I'm really getting rid of my babies. And Ellen and I talked last night. We are not going to breed her again. So we questioned ourselves. The vet questioned us and wanted, he said, you can breed her again. She was a first-time mom, but she's going to have more puppies than this time. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want more than 3. No. 3 was plenty. But it was because Finn was so young. That's why she only had 3. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Brian, are you being naughty? Don't be naughty. Just kidding, buddy. You can be naughty if you want. I don't care. Yeah, Alan didn't really want to. He doesn't really want to go through this again. It was traumatic birth, and then the way we're raising them and. They're both getting fixed, Linda. I have to get Finn fixed because he was a really bad boy at the vet today. Ellen said there was a little pug there And he went in strutting his stuff, doing his woof, 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 like kicking his feet back, showing he was Mr. Tough Guy. And then he peed in the waiting room 4 times. Yeah, he was bad. So he'll be a year old, 31st. So, yeah, it's time. He's not gonna settle down any, I don't think. I told Alan, it's a good thing I wasn't with him because I would have been really embarrassed. They said the first time the girl come out with paper towels, she said, "Oh, I got it, I'll clean it up." Then he peed again. Then she comes out with the mop. Then he peed again. She come out with the mop and the bucket. It's like, oh my God, I would have been so embarrassed. It's like, why didn't you take him outside to go pee? He's just all nervous, I think. He doesn't like going to the vet. But he was a good boy. He got his nails cut and he didn't bite anybody, I don't think. He's nippy. And he's nippy because I let him be nippy and I gotta nip that in the butt. Alright. So, a little bit this way. Just to connect them. I'm gonna play around with them a little bit. Alright, so let me show you the other box so I can get that out of the way while this develops a little bit. So there's the other box, top. I probably will color that white in with gold or turquoise, but I will paint that in after it's dry. So that's the other side of that one. It's my cute little purse. Alright, so let's do a little modifying here before we spin this out. Just wondering if I should do another one here. What do you think, guys? Should I do one right here? In that right corner? Good one, Beth. Monica says no. Carrie says yes. Bonnie. Donna. Uh-oh, I got more no's than yes. Could be Kathy. He thinks he's tough. He does play with those babies, and thank God that his pink eye is not contagious. But the puppies have already been vaccinated, so I wouldn't have to worry about it anyway. The vet was very pleased with how he took care of those puppies. He said they were super healthy and they did not have to get wormed at all the whole time. Their fecals have always come back negative. So they didn't have to have any dewormer to mess up their tummies. I wasn't gonna do something I didn't have to do. So they had 2 clear fecals, one at 2 weeks and one at 6 weeks. I did ask him, I'm like, do you want me to bring them back at 8 weeks for a double check? He said, nope, they're good to go. So, we'll take it. They are so cute though. I'm going to have to get a video of when I crawl in the box with them, and in the playpen with them, so you guys can see how fast they run to me and climb me like a cat tree. I swear they think I'm a cat tree. Twig will sit on the top of my knee. If my knee is bent up, he sits on the top like he's a kitty cat. So funny. Alright, I'm going to do some pull-outs here. Some are going to be plain, and some I might filigree a little bit. Let's just see what that looks like. I might just pull them out plain. They actually look pretty good. I might have to do something in here. I have a white dot that I need to get rid of. Yeah, it felt good to like have the vet tell us that we did a really good job with them once we told them what we went through. And he was very happy with how healthy Ellie was and how she bounced back. All her blood work came back perfect, so she doesn't have a calcium deficiency anymore. But he did agree with me that's probably what it was, and that's why she rejected those puppies. I hope I don't regret doing that. So Linda, when she had the puppies, the first puppy, she didn't know what was going on. So we just kind of held the puppy there underneath her, and we had to cut the cord because she wouldn't lay down. She wouldn't sit down or nothing. And then that was in the puppy pool on her bed because she wouldn't stay in the whelping box. So then when 4 hours later, Poppy came and Ellen caught her in midair. We had to cut the cord and everything on her too. And then when Twig was born, 4 hours later, yeah, it was an all-day thing. She did like lick and try to take care of him, but she didn't know what to do about the cord, and so we broke the sack and we gave her a minute, you know, trying to see if she would try, but she didn't want to try. And then she was like growling at him. Like she didn't want nothing to do with those puppies. She didn't want them near her. She was just not herself for 3 weeks. But we forced her to lay down and nurse because I was crying. It's like they wouldn't take the puppy milk bottles. And I'm like, I'm not going to let them starve. I grabbed her and I threw her down on the ground and I said, you're going to feed your puppies. Because I'm not going to have dead puppies. So, I wasn't mean. I just was like, this is what you're going to do and that's it. Alright, let's spin it. Gently. Ooh, that's really pretty. But we never had any puppy weight loss. We never had any issues. They were just perfect little puppies from the minute she gave birth. And they've been so much fun to watch them grow up. I don't think I want to spin it again. Let me see how much paint I got in the middle. Oh, I have to. Darn it. Alright, one more spin. It's just a tad too thick in the middle. So those flowers will probably go over the sides now. And I did them small and compact in the middle so I wouldn't lose them. Alright, let me see where I'm at now. Because I am getting wonky and I don't like that. One more this way. See if I can fix it. Alright, I'm not spinning anymore. That's where it's staying. Yeah, I had a lot of vet techs tell me that we did a beautiful job with those puppies. Because I kept calling. I was one of those annoying moms. Because we had trouble getting them to go poop. Oh yeah, we had to do all the stimulation, all that stuff for them because she wouldn't do it. It was, they're my babies. That's what I keep telling her, that they're my babies. But now she loves them, you know, it's weird. Took her 3 weeks to love her babies. And now she wants to nurse them and she can't because we're weaned. Alright. Super pretty. Alright, that's gotta go. I gotta put some cups up. Ah, poo. Should have done that first. This is Color Place white from Walmart. Just making sure I don't have a lot of movement on there. Looks good. Okay, we're good. Alright. Should we try a card box with those colors and around? So we have a little bit of everything in those colors. I know some people, they're like, oh, I love that color palette. You should do this with it. And then I don't have one, you know. So I went through all my TLPs today that are mixed and refreshed everything, and some I had doubles, so I put them together, or some were really crusty, so I had to clean them out and put them together, and what a mess. But I now have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves of TLP up there, and I don't even have them all mixed, all the colors, which is weird. Okay, let's do a card box. Yeah, cinnamon is TLP. It's a pretty color. It reminds me of my chestnut bronze. Super shiny and cinnamony. Right. So I did say to Alan, what are we going to do with all this stuff we bought for the puppies? The whelping box, the pads. So I think I'm going to donate it to a rescue, local rescue. I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there fostering orphan kitten or dogs, puppies, or whatever that will need that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. Just picking the right one, you know, the ones that really need it. All right, let's do another one of these, and then we'll do a round top with this, and then we'll change the color palette the last two. So I can also ask, buyers if they want a mat, a washable mat for their puppy. I'm gonna get their toys out this weekend that I bought for them to take to their new home, and their little blankies, and let them start rubbing themselves all over them. So when they go to their new home, they'll have a smell of each other and of our house. But I'll have to pull them out every week, every night too. Just get them a little bit dirty. I know when I got Finn and Ellie, she gave us little blankies that smelled like her house. Finn loved his blankie. Ellie could care less because she was a singleton puppy. She didn't know any different. She didn't have any litter mates. I like watching them pop up. I'm gonna puff, Bri. Just giving it a minute to settle back into the middle. Set some cool peacock cells on that one. So Ellie has to have a dental done. So I already had her blood work done. So he's given me 45 days to schedule her dental, but I think I'm going to schedule a dental and a spay. Get it all done at one time. Since she only needs her back teeth done, so. Alright, let me play with this just a little bit, because I can never leave anything alone. Not that we'll see any of this when we spin, but sometimes the design on the inside of that will stay instead of just a plain line, like on this one. Alright, I did see a white pop here. Okay, let's see if we're in the middle. And we weren't. I'll be so glad when I clean this bin and I put this turntable. I'm gonna have to take the bottom off to get it level and fix it so it's level. But I have a new turntable, so. In a clean bin, and I don't want to get it dirty. Not tonight, anyway. I have 3 boxes of paintings that I boxed up this weekend that were just sitting around my pouring table and drying area. You know, when you take them down and you set them on the floor. Yeah. Plus the probably 150 that are already sitting here. It's time for me to purge. I'm thinking about doing some giveaways on Tuesday nights of paintings that I've done in the past. Winner can just pay the postage, get themselves a cute little painting. I really like this box top, you guys. I think it's pretty. Thank you, Bonnie. Kind of glows, like where the black is there. Let me pull it up. I'll show you. It's that in that lagoon, there is like that purpley blue interference in there. So you get that, where that line is there, that's like glowing. You can't see it really well on the camera, but I can see it facing lights. So that's super pretty. Hi Emily, thanks for joining us. Alright, I'm going to move this to the drying rack. Lagoon is a TLP. Yeah, all the colors I'm using are TLPs. I have a ton of Color Arts pigments that are already mixed up, so I'm going to be doing some bigger pieces where I can do some swiping, try to use them up. See, I really don't want to waste the pouring medium that I put in them. So I might as well use them. If Victoria would bring her butt up here, I would give her some. Just to use them up. Yes, this little piggy. From Fluid Art Co. Alright. One little round and then we'll switch our color palette. So yeah, now like if you, let me put this white down and I'll tell you what colors. So a lot of the TLP colors, I have a lot of them that almost match my paints, which is really great because TLPs are opaque, and most of my paints are, I would say more they're semi-opaque. I wouldn't say they're semi-transparent. I do have a few that are transparent, like Bumblebee Yellow, Lemon Lime. You know, like some of the ones that have a lot of yellow in them, they lean more towards the transparent side. So for cinnamon, you would use chestnut bronze. It's very close. Now for the Harvest Gold, because this is a bright gold, you could mix this with Bentley Booze Gold and Gold Rush and you would probably get the same color gold. And then for Lagoon, I would take Beach Retreat 2022 because it has that blue interference in it. And I would add maybe a little bit of Deep Lagoon to that to get this color. And I'm talking a very small amount of Deep Lagoon. Okay, let's get our cell activator on. See how my paint's going to that side? That's where my turntable is, not level. But it didn't, maybe because I put the popsicle sticks under it when I dried it, but that painting didn't slide off. I was lucky. Open it up. let's let this one sit for a few. It is pretty. Heather inspired me when she put that color palette up, so props to Heather Mater. We've done some that were similar, like on New Year's Eve we did those tiles with the rustic earth from Color Art. And I believe we used the lagoon, or it would have been something from Color Art that was close to that. Yep, they're popping up. Color Art primary elements, yeah, you can use them. I use them for certain colors because I have my favorites. You want to be careful though, because a lot of them are transparent. I would say most of them are. Make sure you put an opaque color underneath them so you don't lose them, because they will sink. So if you have not taken the Shelley art course for blooming, but you want to dabble at blooming, I have a video out, number 500. I also have a tutorial Thursday in my playlist of how to bloom, where I show you how to mix and what products I use. But I highly recommend taking the course, only so that you can learn the tips and tricks of blooming. She shows you how to do multiple blooms and all that fun stuff. So I highly recommend taking the course. I do have a discount code for the course. I think it's just CW, it might be CWA 15, where you get 15% off. So it's in my video 500, the code for that. See how nice that develops if we let them sit? So we shouldn't have to spin this too much. I just want to get the white off, because I did spin it a little bit before we added the color, so we wouldn't be too thick. If you leave too much paint on these rounds, the design stretches down and it gets a little wonkier. It looks more spider webby. I got just a little bit to get that off. It's right on the edge. And I did tape these different than I normally tape them, because I don't want to have to paint the sides again. So that's where I'm going to leave that, right there. And I don't see any bubbles. Yay. I do see one white speck, or I must have had a bubble and it popped. So there's two ways to fix those. You can go in with your skewer and just touch it and bring the paint from around it. If you go back and you see it and you still see white, take the color that it is, which mine is gold, and just touch it again. And that fixes it usually. Alright, so let me pop this one up. Oh, you want to feel how fast my heart flopped? It's like, no. So there's that one. So I probably will go back in when it's dry and I'll touch that spot, and I see a little white fleck there that I don't like. But that's not a bubble, that's white paint, so I'll fix that too. Because once I resin it, you won't see it. Alright. Alright, that was a fun color palette. Let's try a different one. It was a good catch, Linda. It's a very good catch. That was dumb. I should have just scraped it. Okay, let me cover these up. I would use this color palette all night, but we don't want to have duplicates, right? So, talk amongst yourselves while I pick out some new colors. Because I have so many to pick from over there. And our next one will be another card box. Alright, I definitely want to use some blues because I saw some beautiful blues when I was stirring today. Let's see. Let's do... Let's do that instead of that. Alright, let's do a blue. I think this is the last one I'm going to do, guys, for tonight. I hear puppies screaming in the house, which means Alan must have left the room. Let's see. Alright, so this color palette should be fun. It's totally out of the norm for me. So my first color I picked is Sapphire. It's a gorgeous dark blue from TLP. It's very rich. Definitely reminds me of Sapphire. And then I chose Blue Eyes. So when you let your TLP sit in the pot, make sure you scrape your bottom, because that's where the mica sinks to. So you can bring it back up into your pigment. Super pretty color. And And then I'm going to try latte. I don't know if I've used this yet or not. It's a little thick. So when your pigments get thick, we use a little solution called Jowa. So it's 3 parts of your varnish to 1 part water. So you can either use your Josanya varnish or your polyacrylic. Just add 1 part water to 3 parts. And that'll just loosen it up enough so it runs off your stick better. And it doesn't matter how much you use, because the water will eventually evaporate and the varnish stays there. And it works actually really well with your cell activator. The more gloss you have under your cell activator, the more cells you get. That's pretty. This reminds me of our champagne shimmer. Okay. So, I almost want to put 1 more color in there. But what color would that be? No, I'm not going to do it. Okay, let's try this. It becomes a problem when you have too many colors mixed up, because then you're second guessing yourself. I normally write down every recipe of the boxes or pieces that I do. I write down what colors I used, and I have a whole book of recipes. But when I first started, most of them were color art pigments, which I don't have a lot of those colors mixed up now. So I have to go and see, because I did swatch the tops of my color art pigment bottles to see what color that is and what color I can use to be similar to that. So always swatch your stuff. That way you know when you get it in the jar, it's not going to mix up that color. I guarantee you. Pigments are different than paint. Okay. Let's start with Blue Eyes. I want that dark sapphire underneath that latte. So when you're doing these boxes, it's best to go oblong like this, so you get more color on your surface. Don't be afraid to add a nice chunk of color. Got our sapphire. Are you guys talking about the retreat? We got 2 rooms left. I haven't really advertised them a lot because I'm holding out for one person, but I really don't think they're going to be able to make it. See, we had 2, and then we had 3. One of our girls moved into the funky room with another girl, so that freed up another king. So now we have 2. We had someone grab a room, Tracy. So we're going to have a handful of new girls that we haven't met before. That'll be fun. Of course, our ones that were there last year, most of them are coming back. Well, I should say they were invited back. All right. I keep telling Ellen if we ever would win Powerball or Mega Millions, I would just buy a beach house and set up the whole first floor as an art studio I have the second floor rooms that we rent out for private classes or like a retreat anytime during the year, and then we live on the third floor. Alright, let's let this one develop on its own like we did the last one, because it really came out good. Let me do a few puffs. So if I missed any of your questions, guys, don't worry. I go back and read the chat afterwards when it loads. And sometimes I'll email people and say, I'm sorry I missed your question, but here's your answer. I've done that several times. But most of the time I'm just shaking my head at some of the stuff Brian says. He gets himself into trouble. What's he doing, Kathy? Making you jealous? Talking about the house? Yeah, this new house that we're getting this year has a cabana out back, and there's 2 king rooms out there. That's where we're sticking Brian. Unless, Brian, unless we have an issue and we have to bring you into the house. Because I'm trying to find someone to stick out there with Brian. Yeah, the outhouse. Good one, Linda. Every room has its own bathroom. And there's a rec room in this house. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you guys want to check it out, it's 064 Ocean Views in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. It is a gorgeous house. 18 bedrooms. So we've got 16 filled. We have some cool artists coming this year that we haven't had before. What's the matter, Brian? You getting worried? Okay, so I love the way these cells popped up in the middle. I got all 3 colors in some of them. Yeah, I'm glad this is a newer house too. It's got better parking, and I was very disappointed in our house last year. We rented that house. That was my 3rd time being in that house, and they really let it go. And everybody was walking around with dirty feet, and I don't like that. You pay to have it cleaned, they should, you know, they should clean the floors. But that's just minor. We had ants, the ice maker didn't work, and just, it really went downhill a little bit. I'm trying to get this to go that way just a little bit before I spin it. Alright, now it should go over that edge. Okay, gentle spin first, just to watch it move. Ooh, I love it. I love a dark blue. Alright, one more spin. Got it over the edge. It's in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. It's on the island. We've been lucky. We haven't had bad weather for the past 2 years. Whoever was there the week before us last year had like a mini hurricane come through. So I was like, oh, thank God we weren't there that week. But we're just going to be inside painting, and, you know, you can still have fun inside. But we have a huge pool. It's going to be fun this year. And I'm all ready to go. It's like I just have to get Floetrol, and I'm way ahead of the game this time. So there's that one, guys. Let me pop that bubble. I don't like it. Alright, let me see if I can tip it a little bit so you can see the colors. It's prettier in person than it is on camera. Alright, we're going to do a round with these colors because I love them. Puppies are quiet now. What are you knowing about, Vic? What does she want, Susan? What did I miss? Is Vic being whiny? Okay. Oh, flick. I've never tried flicking a bloom. Not this thick paint, anyway. Any other time this turntable will go for me, but when I want it to. I don't want to put too much paint on there because I don't want to lose the design. So less paint on your domed pieces. I'm going to give that just a little spin. Move that paint out just a little bit. Alright, turn my bucket. I'm getting a pile there. Okay, it's back to the sapphire. No, blue eyes, right? Blue eyes was first. Was it? What color did I do? Which way did I go? Anybody remember? Blue eyes first? Okay. Thanks for paying attention, Shelly. You get a star. That's all I can afford. Means I have to cook now. I broke. I don't know if you guys watch Mandy in the Making on YouTube. She does these 30-minute meals. I've been watching her faithfully for 6 months or so. She makes stuff and I'm like, I wonder if Ellen would eat that. They're definitely shortcut meals. but they spice up everything. I don't like it spicy. Yeah, Instant Pot. She did a thing with beef today, show that I watched. It was really cool. They were beef burritos, but she marinated the beef with mashed pear. And I can't remember what else was in the marinade, but they loved it. So a lot of her stuff are recipes that her subscribers send in to her. Look how gorgeous that is there. Okay, let's puff it. I don't use my Instant Pot as much as I used to. Probably should start using it more. We use our air fryer a lot. I did a turkey breast in the air fryer last week. It's interesting. Yeah, I feed the crowd breakfast. I buy cereal and milk and yogurt. We have bagels and cream cheese. There's always peanut butter and jelly and bread. I usually bring tuna fish if someone wants a sandwich at lunchtime and don't want to go out. I know there's more. Shelly and I went grocery shopping last year together. That was fun. I don't have the physical address, Shell. I have to get that yet. But it's 3 houses up from where we were. 3 or 4. So it's number 064, Ocean Views on Kill Devil Hills. Alright, let's go ahead and spin this one. I'm not sure I like that side, so I'm going to tip it this way a little bit first. See if I get some paint to go that way. My middle's just about up, so I can spin. Just want to see if some of that white will come off. Sometimes when you're blowing, it just doesn't glide over the color like you want it to. Okay, little spin first, just to see where all my paint's going. That's good, it's coming off this end. Alright, big spin. There we go, I got a lot of that off. Do I want to go one more to see if I can get this? Look at it on camera. Should have flicked it. Brian, flick off, will ya? What the flick? I am going to do some more videos of flicking paint. That's very fun. But I want to do some big ones. Because I think that would be even more fun. I have to go outside and get the dog pool. Set it up here on my table. Then I'm going to make this big cardboard U-shaped thing to go on my table so I can flick all I want. Alright, I love that one. Oops, I see 2 little bubbles here. Got them. Rest in peace, Bubbles. Super pretty. Of course, you know this is gonna still open up yet. Yeah, that's the latte that makes it look like silver. It'll be beige next week, like the champagne shimmer. Alright, let me move this one. So I'm gonna stay and do one more because I got one more left and then that's it for tonight, okay? One more. I gotta pick 3 new colors though. Might as well use them all up, and then everything that's been taped off has been painted, which means then I can take more stuff. Hi, Trey. No squirt bottles tonight, Trey. Sorry. Trey likes when we use squirt bottles. So I'm setting these colors aside because I will write these recipes down. Alright, let's see. So I have one more little round. See how the paint dries so fast? It's a nice thing about house paint. Okay, I want, let's do tail feather. And let's try, where is it? Zeus. I love Zeus. And golden peach. Golden peach. Stick just a little bit of, let's put a little bit of constellation in there. It's just a really deep purple that I can stick on the bottom so that it makes these 3 colors pop off the top, off the bottom. It's kind of a, it has a blue interference to it, so I think we'll be okay. Kind of more like a bluish purple. Of course, on the camera, you guys are seeing it as blue. And then on top of that, we'll do the, I think we'll do the Zeus, because that's a deeper, it's a deep bronze. Not as dark as cinnamon, and not as light as harvest gold. It's super bright gold bronze. More bronzy though. And then, I get some more spoons. Then we'll do some tail feather over that. This is a dark teal green. This is going to be an interesting palette. I'm getting brave. It's getting late and I'm getting brave. And some golden peach. Sometimes your best work happens when you're tired too. I love golden peach. We're going to put that last because the black cell activator will bring out the gold in that. Alright. A little bit of white down. I know you're questioning my palette, my color palette, but let's see how it works out. If we don't like it, we'll scrape it. We'll just eliminate the purple. Okay. Okay, Constellation. This is all TLP again. Zeus. Tail feather. It's almost a peacocky palette. I went with orange. Golden peach. Interesting. Hi, Nate. All right, here we go. Ooh. I get nervous when I try something different. I see a goober in there. Gotta grab it. I think we might be all right. I have some rooms picked, but it's like I told everybody, I'm not set in stone yet. I know where Tammy's going, and I know where Shelly's going, and I know where Joanna's going. Dee Dee's movable, Vicky's movable. Brian and I, when we get there, we go out on the deck the next morning. We have our cigarette in the morning, and he has coffee, I have my tea. And every year, him and I get sunburned. And then I'm burnt all week. So this year, I already noticed that that table that's out there, Bri, has a hole in it. We can take a umbrella. So I'm going to get an umbrella to take. So we can sit in the shade and not get burnt. I'm not sure I'm liking this color palette, guys. The purple did come up. But we won't know until I spin it out. Yes, I have Susan and Catherine way up in the loft. I don't know if I like this. Let's spin it. I think it's the purple coming up through that. I wasn't expecting that. I expected that to stay on the bottom. Black to sink yet. So I'm gonna let that sit and see what it does. The Zeus definitely took over with the purple. I don't see a ton of tail feather in there, and I don't see hardly any golden peach. And the golden peach that I do see, it looks like it's flocculating in there, and it shouldn't have done that. I use that color all the time, and it's never done that before, but it's sitting on top of the tail feather. So they may be two different. One might be the Sherwin-Williams shell that we bought way in the beginning, and one might be the Bear Dynasty. So they may be reacting together. . Yes, we're still going. Yeah, I'm not digging this, guys. I'm going to pour over it, which is super easy. Let me give it one final spin to get more paint off. Because I do want to put a little bit of white down to bury that. I'm not going to use the purple. And I'm going to do a different order, I think, on the colors. Or I could take the constellation out. I think I'll take the purple out. And just do those three. Is that what I said I was going to do in the first place? Because I just had a brain fart. Oh my. I like the tail feather, Monica. I just don't like it with the purple. Well, good luck with that, Susan. We know how that works out for us, although you should have more privacy this year. You can always go sit on my deck if you need to. Alright, let's start with the tail feather. I want to use a good amount of that because we're using the Zeus. So I'm going to do the golden peach next. Gosh, I hope it doesn't flocculate again like that. Behave now. I've done these two together before and they're beautiful. It's like the gold is separating for some reason. And that. Alright, and just a little bit of Zeus because it does take over. Just that little tiny bit. This turntable is met its match. I've been struggling with this thing for too long. Julie, if you're using all TLPs, you shouldn't need a tube paint because they're all opaque. When you start adding other colors, color art pigments are not opaque. Sorry, I got white there. Color art pigments are really transparent. But if you're using tube paints and you're using TLPs, it depends if your tube paint is transparent or semi-transparent, how you would layer them with the TLPs. So a lot of people do the TLP on the bottom of a tube paint. Just read your tubes so you know what they are. Because a lot of times they, you'll lose colors because they sink. Yeah, just taking that purple out, and of course I pulled up some white, which I didn't have a choice on that. But I do see where that gold is, or that golden peach is still acting funny there, but that's going to get spun off. But we can go in and paint those cells a different color if we want. We'll just glaze them. Give it a minute to come back together and then I'll give it a spin. That Zeus is very demanding. It's a beautiful color, but it's very demanding. Bonnie, I like an opaque on the bottom, just so my colors don't sink. If you put an opaque on the top, you're not going to get the peacock cells. If you put it in the middle, it's going to kind of bury the color underneath. unless you're doing like an oblong, and you can actually get those colors to come up too. But if you're just doing the round puddles, you're gonna lose that bottom color. Most of it, it's just there as a highlight. All right, let's spin this one out. She's looking prettier than the last one. Now the paint's gonna splatter a little bit. Let me just open it up. Let me check my middle, see how deep I am. Oh, I'm actually good. I really don't need to spin again, but I want to see if I can get a little more of that off there. See a little bit there too. All right. Sometimes that quick whip and then stop it forces that paint to go over and you don't get wonky. So I'll have to glaze this area here. I've got a little bit of that golden peach breaking down with the tail feather, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. And I don't have any bubbles that I can see. So that worked out better without the purple. It's pretty. But yeah, I don't like this right here. It looks like it touched it and it took away the paint. But I can go back in and glaze that afterwards. Hopefully I'll remember before I put resin on it. Sometimes I say to myself, put a little sticker on the bottom so you remember, but I don't. Alright guys, that's all I got for you tonight. Thanks so much for coming and seeing the puppies. I doubt if I'll bring them on live again because they're getting, they're in their timid stage, and week 8 is the week of fear for puppies. I don't want to get them all scared and they might pee on me. But we'll see how they are. Maybe next week I can just show you them that real quick, but we won't be weighing them in, I don't think. I had a lot of fun with you guys tonight, even though I didn't read a lot of chat, but what I read was funny. But I love you all. Watch for videos from me this week. I'm going to work on a premiere for Saturday and maybe pop something up for Thursday. And I'll let you know on the paint sale. But until I see you again, bye for now. Love you all. Good night.